It's now July and I'm almost 2 miles from home and the pigeon loft, ready to let the new racing pigeons find their way home for the first time this year. I'm about a week behind schedule, but if I learned anything from last year, it was that the season is a long one. We've still got all the birds that I picked up from Belgium, and in fact we've only lost 3 altogether. But how long will that last? Now I'm taking them up the road. Right, so this is the first training toss, and could you stick the chicken in the oven? I think it's a roast in the bag. So it's quite overcast, but we've really got to get these birds training. So we're about 2 miles away, I think it is. I can't remember. This is the first place I came last year with the young birds, and they got straight back. I'm hopeful that they'll make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the first half go, and then Archie's going to be at home. He's going to get them coming in, and then he's going to ring me when the first lot have got back. Now the hope is that they can see that sun there burning through the clouds. Today I've got the help of my youngest, who wants me to believe he is now a pigeon too. And look, he's even pecking the grit. You alright, mate? And despite having wings for arms and weighing in at only 320 grams, Jasper the pigeon does a surprisingly good job of filming the release for me today. Right, hopefully they're going the right way. Let's go, 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 go. Back in the van. Go, 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 go. Jump in this side, Jess. Come on. And with that, the race is back onto the loft. Let's go. There are the birds. Where did we see them?
I don't know. I think
see them, don't we?
coming near the power lines. Guys, put it in the comments if you can see the power lines.
We're going to meet them. I think they might have crossed over us.
We just got back home and the pigeons are here before us. That's great. Isn't it, Daddy?
Yeah. A couple of chucks at the 2 mile mark, and it's time to go a bit further when, after a weekend of rain, the weather finally improves and I can test my new basketing method. 1:30 on Friday, and it's baking hot, but the weather's going to be pretty rubbish for the next week or 2 weeks, as far as I can see. There's going to be a very small amount of opportunity, or there's going to be very few windows of opportunity to get the young birds tossed and trained. So I've got to do it now, and I'll try and get a couple more in. So I've done 2 at 2.3 miles. We're going to move up to 4.9 miles today. Just 4 point. I've not rounded up to 5. It's pretty much 5. They're hungry. They should be coming straight back. They've had a fly this morning to take the fly out, and so you let them out of the loft. It worked quite well last year. I let them out of the loft for the morning. They fly for an hour and a half, come back. They've got all that excitement out, and then the next time I let them go, in theory, they should just fly straight back to the loft. So we shall see if that works. But anyway, these are a little bit older than I started tossing the last birds, because obviously I didn't have any old birds to race last year. So these are a little bit older young birds, and they've all come back so far. So the 2 training tosses we've had 100% returns. Right, let's see how we get on with this. Two tosses in, we still have 38 birds. I'm hoping not to push them too fast despite being behind schedule. I've got a lot of birds that I really want to get to the races, and I'd hate to lose any through my own impatience.
I know some people don't think much of training down the road, but I'm not one of them.
It's quite warm and it's 2 o'clock, middle of the day. Should really toss them a bit earlier, I think, when it's a bit cooler, but when you work you just sort of have to take it when you can, or take them when you can. Better light, there we go. Beautiful scenery, as to be expected in England nowadays, but we're about 4.9 miles away from the loft, so I'm going to let these go in 2 halves and then get back to the loft, and hopefully they'll all be there. We shall see. Yeah. Right, very windy, loads of dust in my eyes. That's the first lot away, and we'll give them 10 minutes and then we'll let the second lot go. But they seem to go the right direction anyway, and they didn't hang about, which is good. So cross fingers, and they'll be good. So they've been up for a few minutes and I've just seen them, they've been up for 4 minutes and I've just seen them go around that way, and they should be heading in towards the sun, or that direction anyway. So they're still knocking around. We'll give them a little bit longer. I'm assuming they're ours anyway. It could be other people's. You know, lots of people are going to be training because they're short on time with the weather windows. Where they gone now? Oh, they've disappeared. A couple of birds of prey over there that I can see in the distance, so that might be spooking them. Annoyingly, that's the direction they've got to go, so can't pick them up on here on this camera. Yeah, this is always the drama, I think, with young birds, because you put all that effort and time into them, and you could have a really bad training toss. Falcon could come and get them. They could, wing could pick up, scare them, anything. You could end up going missing, and you know that this is as far as they've been. So I think I'm going to give it. I don't think I want. For anybody that hasn't trained racing pigeons or racing pigeons before, a lot of the time you'll second guess yourself, because you'll always get conflicting advice as to what to do and what not to do, and you're always second guessing yourself, and the instinct is to panic when things don't go perfectly well. And the experience I've had so far, or the experiences I've had so far, is that things very rarely go perfectly well, so you just kind of got to get used to it. There they are, nice and high. Let's see if they go the right way. Well, that's the way to home. So, right, I'm going to shoot off now and see if I can beat them. But I don't really care as long as they get back. Well, I just got back, and there are pigeons on the loft. There's the second batch, look, just arrived. I've just, as I live in a bit of a dip, so I can see if they're here when I drive down the hill on the way to the house. So there we go, brilliant. Well done, guys. Let's get you some food, shall we?
I've been feeding them young bird without maize, mixed with depurative or barley, carefully weighed, and that has been great so far, but I'll change it up as we get closer to the races.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to take these guys off of deep litter this week. I'm just going to go and get them a big drink of fresh water, because they're going to be hot, no doubt. Look at him, he's really panting. That's a money bird, that one. Got blue ring on. That's one for the racers, one of the young bird racers. Come on, this is one of the Belgian birds. In you go. That one hurt its leg because it got its claw stuck in the mesh. Go on, go on. There we go. Now looking at this one, this is one of the Belgian birds. Looks to have a wound on its abdomen. That's it, a wire, look. So you see the feathers missing. I think that one's hit the wire. Let's see if we can coax it in. Come on. Okay, I'm going to cross that way. Come on then. In you go. There you go. That's it, go on. Right, so injuries. One to the leg, one to the abdomen. What do we call that part? And hopefully all back. I'll do a count later and then update.
It's been a tricky start to the young bird season so far. When you're juggling work, family and other commitments, it's easy to fall behind. And although the main reason for getting into the pigeon sport is for my own enjoyment, I really don't want to be an also-ran. The great thing about young birds is that it's a lottery. Although you try to source or breed the best birds you can, genetics guarantees nothing when it comes to performance, but selection narrows the odds. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Belgian birds from Alex fare, how the birds from the NRCC and NRAA Young Bird Futurity races perform, and by the way, there's a prize pot of around £40,000 for those. But I'm also keen to see the young from Darlow 94, 1998 and Charlie's Angel, and I want to know if they will do as well as their parents did. Don't forget to click subscribe if you want to see how they do, and head over to the Facebook group too.